I'd like to welcome everybody to Job Help Hotline. My name is Jerry Cantu, and this is
Sam Bird.
Sam Bird. What we're doing is showing you today about Illinois Manufacturing Foundation, what we do there and what goes on there, so maybe you might be interested in coming there. Again, I'm one of the instructors, Jerry, and Sam is one of my students, and what we're doing is showing you, and let me just show you to you, over it. If you feel like coming down there, that's the address, 2101 South Kedzie Avenue in Chicago. Phone number 773-277-2343. But if you have any questions about it later, you can go there Monday through Friday. But on Tuesday, we have an open house. You're welcome to come. But just to talk about it a little bit, my name is Jerry, and what we do there, I teach my students about machinist, different things about it. Machinist operators, CNC machine operators. Some of the titles that you might hear is similar to it is a production machinist, setup machinist, machine operators, lathe machinist, milling machinist, computer numeric control machinist, and a setup and operate machinist. So what we're doing is just talking about that, what it goes on there. We learn to set up and operate various machines and tools in production. You learn instruction from me. I show you hands-on on the machine. So you get to set them up. You get to set the machines up yourself as you go. But in the beginning, you're learning different things of how to sharpen tools, sharpen a cutoff, sharpen a drill, make a recess tool, make a cutoff and chamfer tool, different tooling, recess tool. In fact, Sam here, he made a recess tool.
Made a couple of recess tools, yeah.
But it's different. I mean, if you ain't used to it, it's okay. I'll teach you. Some of the people that have came in have no experience. Some women came in and have never used a wrench or a socket set. And one student in particular, after she was finished, she took the parts that she made and she went to a Caterpillar. And she brought the parts she made and the tools that she sharpened, brought them into the company and showed them to the guy there. And she was accepted. The guy said that was the first time anybody had did that. Anybody had brought the parts that they actually made and they gave her a job. And she was making over $20 an hour. So it does happen. Some of my students they learn pretty good, and right now it's in demand right now. Machinists are in demand right now pretty bad. In fact, Sam, he got a job right now, and he's coming part-time to learn. But your boss encouraged it, right, Sam?
Yeah, he appreciated the what the school teaches, and he liked that I was taking some initiative to learn more stuff and increase my skill sets, and so he gave me some flexibility to come to school part of the week and then work at his shop a part of the week. So that's a nice situation right now where I get to kind of go to school, learn stuff, learn from Jerry, and then work the rest of the time and working in a machine shop basically. So.
Just let me ask you, Sam, did you know how to sharpen a drill before you came?
No, I never sharpened a drill bit, never.
Yeah.
So
it was hands-on.
It's very hands-on. I think what intrigued me about this school was the hands-on and the old school way of teaching. You can in this. It's hard to find guys that'll show you this stuff and show you how to do it right, and it's very hands-on, and that's what makes the school kind of special in a lot of ways. I think you probably could go to some other schools and learn some things, but something like sharpening a drill bit or making a recess tool cut-off tools, part-off tools. This is the old school knowledge that, kind of faded out for a little while, but it's coming back, and employers appreciate that stuff, especially the old guys. So, I mean, it adds to the skill sets, so.
Yeah, so we teach how to read a micrometer, a caliper, blueprints. We go through all that, math. The thing is that a lot of people say that they haven't used it in a while, but we refresh you again, so you get to come there. But the thing is, I try to impress on my students is to take a lot of notes, and as I show them step by step, they keep on making notes about it so they don't forget. And then when they get on the machine, all they have to do is go back on their notes, look at the things they learned, and use it on the machine. So that's part of what we do there. So you're setting up different machines, a variety of machines. You're learning lathe, you're learning engine lathe. We got 4 of them there. We got mills there, so you're learning the mills. We have surface grinders, pedal steel grinders, drill grinder, and you're getting to use those as you're there. We have a microscope, comparator, and when you check your parts, that's what you're using to check your parts. And let me just show you some of our parts in our overhead. Well, I don't know if you can see it, but let me get this out. But in the overhead, this is one of the parts that my student made. I don't know if you can see it. Our overhead isn't working today, but that's one of them my students made. He's learning a knurl, and it's drill, center drill, and it's got a recess. It finishes the back. So in the front, you got an angle in the front, and you got an angle in the back. So he made the recess himself, and he set up the machine on a number 2 Brown and Sharp. Another one is Sam did this one. This is a part he made. You want to say what it is, Sam?
Yeah, it's a bushing with a groove that comes down on slide 3, I believe. It gets drilled, tapped, formed on both ends, and then parted off. So this is the first part I made on the Brown and Sharp screw machine, a number 2 screw machine. And I did all the setup and made the tools, and this is the part that will, is produced out of that. It's a half inch mild steel. And once you get your machine set up, once everything is going, these machines can make hundreds of thousands of parts in no time.
And here's another one. This one you're learning how to set a die head. So it's box tool, point, die head, and then it feeds out a second time, form, chamfer the back. So you're learning how to do that one. On this one is a double aught. It's square material, so 6061 aluminum, and it's center, drill, and then we're boring and reaming and facing on this one. So you get to see a lot of the parts that we do there. And like he said, like Sam said, we go through the whole setup. All the tools are dull, all the cams are off, the whole machine is stripped, and then you go from a complete strip machine to the whole setup, putting all the cams on, troubleshooting everything.
Yeah.
And you got 4 different setups, 2 number 2s and 2 double aughts. So there's a lot you're learning there. And I just wanted to show you there in the Chicago metropolitan area, when you starting wage can start at $15. And then when you get maybe a year or 2 experience on the machines, it goes up to about $20. Okay, and then after you get like 4 or 5 years experience, it goes up to about $25 an hour. So, and like I said, that one lady that I showed, my student, she went there and she was started over 20. So you can see that the money's there, but the thing is you have to learn. You have to have some knowledge of the machine. Then we teach CNC, numeric control machines. We're not going to make you a professional CNC setup man, but you'll know how to use it. You'll be able to set, maybe make adjustments. You'll be an operator. And once you get into a company and you show them that you can, watch the machine, make some adjustments, and they say you're a good person, you come in every day on time, then they start moving you up, start teaching you more. The hardest part is getting through the door. And that's what we try to do. We try to teach you enough to get you into a job that you can learn more and more every time you go to work. And that's what it is. But see, you get to set up 4 different machines, get set up under your belt. You learn how to sharpen the tools, use a surface grinder, use different fixtures, a drill grinding machine, surface grinder, how to dress the wheel.
Sharpening tools, sharpening die heads and all that stuff.
Yeah, circular form tools.
Form tools, yeah.
And you even make what do you make on your circular form tool? A chart, right?
Yeah, right.
Tell them about that a little bit.
So Jerry came up with this scheme to sharpen the circular form tools that are used on these machines, and you came up with a chart where if you want a certain rake on your form tool, right?
Yep.
You kind of calculate that, and you zero off on the top, and then you go so many turns down. This is on your surface grinder, and based on how many turns you're doing, will kind of dictate what the rake is on your part off tool. And it's a neat little trick. It's kind of one of these sort of old school tricks that nobody's going to teach you, and if they are going to teach you, you're going to learn it the hard way. So
yeah, and that's what I try to do. I've been doing it since I was 18. I'm 63 years old. I've been doing it for a long time, and all the little tricks that I've used, I try to teach you that. I try to teach all the little tricks that I've learned. But if you're interested, you're welcome to come there to 2101 South Kedzie and Chicago, Illinois. And if you have any questions, you can call there. But if you want to call in and ask any questions, the number is 312-738-1060. If we have any questions that I can answer, you can call in. Please call in. Again, the number is 312-738-1060. If you have any questions, I can answer you right now. I would love to do it. So if you want to, just call in. But otherwise, you can come there on Tuesday. We have open house. You can come there on Tuesdays at 9:30, and you can see the shop, see the different machines we have. You're welcome to come there on Tuesday. Okay, so like I said, there's so many things that you can learn that I can show you and help you with. Some of my students even call me up to this day. They call me up and they say that they have a problem, and I try to help them, tell them to come in, and I show them. One of my students, he finished and he got a job running a water jet, and some of his parts are there. You can come and see what he does, some of the parts. But he came there, he went to school, he started at a company, and the company loved the way he worked, and now he's the one that runs 4 different machines, water jet, and he learned there at my school. But the thing is, now he's using CNC. He goes there and he runs those machines. He programs them. So you're learning shop math, blueprint reading. You're learning precision measurement. You're learning manual machine operation on an engine lathe, milling machine, cutting tools and grinders, automatic screw machines. You're learning the double aught and the number 2s.
How about you explain the difference between the different machines, Jerry? Because sometimes I think people hear double aught and number 2s. They don't really know.
Well,
it's like the stock size, right?
Yeah. The smallest machine on Brown and Sharp is a double aught, and then they came up with the aught, but the aught machine isn't being used like it used to. But some people still have them. So then there's an aught, and we go from like a 1/16 to a 1/2 inch on a double aught, and then from a 1/2 inch to maybe 3/4 on an aught, and then on a number 2 you can go from a 1/16 to an 1 5/8. One of ours have it, and another number 2 has 1.75 inches. That's on the number 2. Number 4 brownish sharps go up from probably from 1 inch to about 2 inches. And it can go up a little higher on a number 4 brownish sharp. We don't have that, but I show you some of the things that they have on a number 4. But you learn the difference on that. But then you get to use the lathe, sharpen tools. You bore, you ream, you tap. You're going to thread on a lathe. You get to see how and then not only do you get to do it on a lathe, but some of the tools that we teach you. What did you learn on the lathe? The box tool?
Yeah, box tools.
Tell them what you did on the lathe, on the box tool.
Okay, so basically how you set up a box tool. You're setting a box tool up to turn a specific diameter on your part. You're setting your box tool up. This box tool, you set it up on the lathe, but it ultimately gets used on the screw machine. So anyway, you might be told, you have to set this box tool up for turning a certain diameter. There's a little holder you use. First off, you have to make the box tool, and you do that using tool steel on a surface grinder. Jerry shows you how to put all the angles in and the relief groove. And so once you're done making that tool, you put in the tool holder, and you would what's special about these screw machines, these box tools, is that they could turn, when you feed it in, you could turn it down to a diameter in one pass, and so you're not working your way down multiple passes. It just plunges in like that, and you have a, let's say, 0.20 diameter, and it'll hold one thou taper, for a long time, basically.
So I give you a double op box tool, and you set it at like maybe 200 thousandths, and then I give you a different size after you do that, and maybe 100 thousandths. You're learning how to set the size roller and the burnish roller. Yeah, and then you have to set them. So you're using it on the lathe and learning how to use it before you get on the machine. And just to show you the part, one of the parts is right here. One of the parts. Go ahead, flip it over. This is one of the parts. It's 2 feed outs. It feeds out, and it box tools, it points, and then you use a die head. Sorry that the overhead, I can't zoom in. Then it feeds out another time, and it forms and chamfers the back. But you're using a box tool on this particular part.
Right.
So you get to use it, like he said, you get to use the box tool, you're learning how to use it, and you put it on the machine. When you get on the machine, there is nothing in the machine. So you go from everything off the machine, the cams, the collet, everything is gone. And then you put everything in, and you make the part. But when you get to different shops, like this part right here, just to show you a different part, this part right here is made at a shop, and it's probably made like on a CNC, but it's got threads on it. It's got different diameters on it. Let's see,
holes.
Yeah, cross holes, maybe stainless steel. But you're learning the difference between threading, boring, different ways of making a part, and that's what it's all about. You learn, and that's what we're trying to do. But if you have any idea that you might want to come, again, like I just want to emphasize that you can come here to my shop at 2101 Kedzie in Chicago, and if you want to call there, you can ask about it. The number is 773-277-2343, and like it says on the screen, Tuesdays at 9:30. You come there, you can come through the whole shop with me. I'll show you everything about it. I'll show you the machines. We'll give a walkthrough, and you can at least see what we do there. And if you're interested, we can go from there. If you have any questions, though, what's that number again, Sam?
It's 312-738-1060. That's 312-738-1060.
Yeah, if you have any questions, right now, we can answer some questions if you call in. The thing is, right now, today, in our society, right now, the machinists are hard to find. Right now, they're looking for people that can even read a mic, use a caliper, and that's the whole thing. Right now, if you get the experience and a company needs an operator, at least you can get in the door. You get in the door, and if they see you're there every day and you're a hard worker, then you start to progress, they'll show you more. And like Sam, at least his company lets him go to school. And that's what it's all about, learning. And like I said, right now, there's a demand. You look in the newspaper. Did you ever look in the newspaper, Sam?
I have before, but
Not recently?
Not recently. I mean, as far as looking for jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, occasionally, but these days, it's like Career Builder and websites and things.
Did you see any machine shops there?
Well, yeah, of course, all the time. If you just do a search on LinkedIn or any website or newspaper, you will find lots of machinist jobs.
Yeah.
So it's a reviving trade. Maybe over the past few decades, maybe the interest or the value of it kind of phased out. People might say it's because of outsourcing and things like that. But now there is this renewed demand for skilled machinists.
Yeah.
And people. It's hard to find people that know how to make things. And Illinois Manufacturing Foundation, Jerry, he can, he puts you through the
Ringer?
the ringer, shows you all the good stuff. It's old school though. I mean, there is some CNC machining in there, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's you're going to be like a master tool and die maker. But Jerry lays the foundation, the groundwork, and you can go into a shop. It's like Dussault, I mean, what you showed her, she didn't even know how to turn a wrench.
Right.
And then
Not even a
then
socket.
she gets a job as an operator at the Caterpillar. So that's
Yeah.
pretty slick, Jerry. So that's what Jerry can take you from, a blank slate to a skilled tradesman, within about 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, and
It's all day. It's intensive. There's no classroom. You're in a shop. That's what it is. There is no classroom.
and she was running a EDM machine,
That's pretty cool.
making ejectors for Caterpillar. She got a good job, and again, she was making over $20 an hour. So the jobs are there. All you have to do is come in, and again, there it is, 2101 South Kedzie. We want you to come in. All you have to do is come in here on a Tuesday and see what we got. It can't hurt if you come in. You come in and see what we got. If you like it, and see, you might want to try it. And the company at Illinois Manufacturing, you can maybe get a grant through the government,
Yep.
and they'll pay for it. So it's not like you're putting money out. If you're unemployed, if you need a job right now, if you're unemployed, you're sitting at home doing nothing, why don't you come down there and see if you can get into school? See if you qualify for a grant.
Just talk about that grant for a little bit. So I was able to get a federal grant through the WIOA. It's called a WIOA grant, but I didn't pay for the school. I went through a process through the Illinois unemployment offices to get an $8,000 grant that actually pays for the school. So all you have to do is make sure you do what they tell you to do. Go to the workshops, fill out the paperwork, do these things. Then you get free training basically. And that's a powerful thing.
So like Sam said, if you want it, it's there. Illinois Manufacturing Foundation, 2101 South Kedzie, Chicago, Illinois, 60623. Again, the number there, if you want to call, is 773-277-2343. And you're welcome to come.
Yep.
So
Easy access to public transportation. The pink line is right there. So,
if you're interested, come on down.
Yep.
You can meet Sam and me and get acquainted with the machines.
Yep.
And we can show you a lot there. And Again, it's open house on Tuesday at 9:30. Please come down. You're welcome.
Have
Come down.
a good night. Yeah. Wrap it up. I think they're telling us to wrap it up.